We call a meeting order of the Portland City Council for our second regular scheduled meeting of the month of July 2014. If you would, just stand, and Alderman Mike Callis will have a prayer and pledge.
Heavenly Father, as we come before you, just want to say thank you today. Thank you for an opportunity to live in a wonderful country, to live in a wonderful community. Thank you tonight, Lord, as we can gather together and govern ourselves, Father, and make decisions. We're thankful for that. We pray for your blessings to be over tonight and all that we do. Thank you so much, Lord, for the good gifts that you give us, and we love you in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you doing that. Roll call, Ms. King.
Alderman Bratton.
Here.
Alderman Callis.
Here.
Alderman Harbin.
Here.
Alderman Jennings.
Here.
Vice Mayor McDowell.
Here.
Alderman Dennis.
Here.
Alderman White.
Here.
Okay, thank you. Next, I need approval of the agenda. I do have a couple of additions. Do have a motion to get it on the floor.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
I need to add under Public Works, right before the last item, resolution dealing with the National Purchasing Group for an item on the agenda. And then the last item originally was advertised as a resolution that would actually be a ordinance now for the possible purchase of a pumper truck. Also, at the very end of the meeting, under alcohol and beverage, we need to add the discussion of a permit change of name. Also, I want to make the council aware and also the public, immediately following the council meeting tonight, we need to have a executive session concerning a lawsuit against the city. So we will meet in the conference room very quickly for a short meeting. Any other questions to the agenda? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next, we have communications from Mayor and Alderman. Does anyone wish to say anything to the public tonight? Okay, if not, we will move on. We have public recognition. Does anyone in the audience would like to make a comment to the council on an item on the agenda? We ask you to do so at this time. Would anyone in the audience like to address the council tonight? Okay, no one wishes to address the council. We have 7 public hearings tonight, and I will call these individually. These is for anyone in the audience to address the council on a particular public hearing that we have. The first to be public hearing, ordinance 14-22. This is an ordinance with a contract with TDOT for the relocation of water utilities within the proposed I-65 interchange construction. Does anyone wish to address the council on this item? Next will be ordinance 14-23, an ordinance for the city of Portland to enter into a contract with TDOT for relocation of sewer utilities within the proposed I-65 interchange construction. Anyone wish to make a comment? If not, ordinance 14-24, ordinance approving a contract between the city of Portland and Tennessee Housing Development Agency for the home grant program. Does anyone wish to make a comment? Next be ordinance 14-25, an ordinance approving a contract between the city of Portland and Cindy Raymond of Raymond Associates to provide professional services for the home grant program. Anyone wish to make a comment? Okay, if not, ordinance 14-26, an ordinance authorizing the city of Portland to execute a contract between the city and Coates Construction for sidewalk project, which is has TDOT and federal monies involved from Searcy Lane back toward Highway 52. Does anyone wish to make a comment? Okay, if not, ordinance 14-27, ordinance approving a contract between Portland Airport Authority and the state of Tennessee for the maintenance costs for fiscal year 14 through 15. This is where we get reimbursed costs back from the state. Anyone wish to make a comment? Not, the last public hearing ordinance 14-28, an ordinance approving a contract between the Portland Airport Authority and the State of Tennessee for detention pond for Portland Municipal Airport. Anyone wish to make a comment? Okay, if not, public hearings will be closed. We'll move right into the meeting. Vice Mayor McDowell, I think we have one item under Planning Commission.
Yes, sir. Resolution number 14-102. This is a resolution authorizing the City of Portland to waive the building permit and release the lien on property located at 104 Strawberry Street for the Sumner County Habitat for Humanity. Move to approve to get it on the floor.
Second.
Have a motion, have a second. Any comments or questions?
Just so everyone knows what this is, the person that owns the property has donated that land to the Habitat for Humanity, and they're going to build a house on it and put someone in there that's, I think, has a disabled family member in it. And it'll clean the property up and get it back on tax rolls and all that. And it's, the building permit and the lien are very small. They're minimal charge. It's a good project to get that done.
Any other comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Anything else, Vice Mayor? under
No,
planning?
sir, it's all under planning tonight.
Thank you. Next, we have Public Works. Alderman Bratton.
Thank you, sir. This ordinance 14-22 is the second reading of an ordinance for the City of Portland to enter into a contract with the Tennessee Department of Transportation, TDOT, for the relocation of water utilities within the proposed I-65 interchange construction. Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
This item is, it would be, as I understand it, 100% reimbursed
Correct.
from the state, and it's the relocation of those utilities up at the new exchange.
Right. Any other comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
The next resolution, which is the accompanying ordinance, is second reading of ordinance to enter into a contract with the Tennessee Department of Transportation, TDOT, for relocation of the sewer utilities within the proposed I-65 exchange construction. Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion, have a second. Any other comments or questions? This will be, was water and sewer tonight. We'd already previously had passed gas, so this will cover all the utilities, which is a little over $3 million, and it is 100% refundable back to the city. So, any other comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
It's amazing that it can cost $3 million to move utilities.
Yeah.
Next item is Resolution 14-97. It's a resolution authorizing the acceptance of the best bid for the rock hauling and gravel hauling services contract effective July 1, 2014 through July 2015. The low bidder was Purdue Trucking. I'll make a motion to approve that.
Have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Is there any comments or questions? This is a price per ton, not a total. So. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Next item, Resolution 14-98. It's a resolution authorizing the acceptance of the best bid for the natural gas correctors for the replacement of outdated correctors in the city natural gas system. Make a motion to approve for explanation.
Have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Comments and questions. What this is we have the meters and also you have the corrector, which it takes into account the temperature and pressures and equalize it where your meters can be read correctly, and we are just needing to get them all up to date and get them in the proper order.
And so naturally, I think Doug had mentioned there's funds in the gas budget to do this, and actually it's something that's going to actually save us money by correcting it.
That's correct.
So it currently has them on it, right? They just don't function
Right.
properly.
And just need to be brought up to date. So.
What is this, something that's placed out in
No, it's only,
the, out in the system,
Sits on top of your meter.
on top of the meter?
yeah,
Is that every meter or just,
mainly your industrial.
Big users.
oh, okay, okay.
As your pressure and temperature is varied, your meter as well, so it keeps it all leveled out where you have a constant reading. Any other comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Resolution 14-99, a resolution to approve the best bid from Stringfellow Inc. to purchase and installation of a crane to be placed on the existing platform truck supplied by the City of Portland. Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Comments or questions?
Go ahead.
Oh, this is, we had 3 bids, a low bid, counting the base bid and optional equipment which is needed is $15,869. It was an item in the budget at 15, so we're 800 over, but due to the safety and the savings it get, we feel like that we can still afford it fine. Any other comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Resolution 14-100 is a resolution authorizing the approval of funds in the amount of $15,276.38 for easements and land acquisition needed for the Shoals Force Main Sewer Project. Make a motion to approve and with some explanation.
Have a motion, have a second. Okay.
Over the past 4 or 5 years, we've been trying to upgrade the sewer main on College Street with the assistance of Shoals Industry. We were able to get a grant, and this is going to eliminate at least 2 lift stations. So this is hopefully that overflow that we have on College Street, if that lift station will be removed, so there we won't have violations there anymore.
Yeah.
Is that?
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm finished.
This is not gonna be maybe in the way of future building sites?
No, it's going to follow, because it's gravity, it's going to follow that creek. It's going to, from College Street, across over that creek over to North Harris, and just follow that creek, so it won't affect.
It won't affect no building.
And it's going to, the lift station there on North Harris will be actually upgraded,
And then you'll be eliminating one.
and we'll be eliminated.
This is going to help the problem out at Evergreen in some ways too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have overflows on Scattersville, which is, help all that too.
And the maintenance of actually having to, each time you can eliminate a lift station, that's one lift station that we don't have to worry about being knocked out during bad weather.
Yeah.
Very excited to see this project move forward. All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Mr. Bratton, here's where we're going to insert this new resolution he gives to you, 14103.
14, go ahead with that, Mayor, if you have that.
Okay, we want to do that before we do the one that.
Yeah, if you will.
Resolution 1403 is a resolution authorizing approval of membership in the National Joint Powers Alliance. This is a cooperative purchasing agreement. This is under the TCA code. Ask a motion to get it on the floor.
So moved.
Have a second.
Second.
What this is, we actually were members of this group already, but by the new laws being changed in purchasing, and we're the next item talking about purchasing a pumper truck through this group, we actually need to pass a resolution with council giving us authority to join this group. So that's what we're asking, is for authority to actually join the group. Any other comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Is there a conflict with that in item G?
Well, see, G now is an ordinance. That's
So
this new one.
it's a new one, okay.
Place.
Go ahead and do that if you will now.
Okay. Ordinance 14-34, it's a first reading of an ordinance authorizing a contract between the City of Portland, Tennessee and Sampson Equipment Company for a purchase agreement for 2,100 plus Vector Jet vac truck for the City of Portland Sewer Department. Do we have a motion to get it on the floor?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
This is the first reading. It's an item that was in our budget, and I'm very excited about this. We have in this first reading not to exceed $350,000, and then the terms of the note will come in for the finalization of the next meeting, not to exceed 3%. We actually think it's going to be maybe 0.5% lower or so than that. But this is to go ahead and get the action started, and the next meeting we'll have the final ordinance where we have our public hearing and so forth. And what kind of delivery? Is about a 6-month delivery on this, 5 months delivery on this piece of equipment.
But it's already in the works, so it's already being built currently, so it may be sooner before the end.
So that means next month it'll be out back.
We communicated
No,
with them to, before their fiscal year turned over, there's a 10% increase on the truck. And we communicated with them, we're already in line, and we were able to lock into the 14 fiscal year price. By doing that, now that does not mean we are obligated with the truck, they're just working with us.
I just figured jet vac trucks and police cars are the same way. They just show up the night of the meeting for you know.
No, this won't be that.
Just happen to have one, just happen to have one.
They're not gonna put the purple coat, they're not gonna put the purple paint on this one until we see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
About 8 or 9 police cars.
We might mention on this too, because it is a 5-month delivery and the approvals and the need for us to clean out the retention or the ponds out of the water plant, that they are gonna give us a loaner free of charge with training to be able to clean out the lagoon, so.
That was a requirement from us as purchasing the truck.
A loaner of the same type vehicle?
Yep.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
This will be
It
just a
still won't be
vac
as
truck.
big and,
I got you.
Won't have the jet and so forth.
yeah, but it will get the job done.
All right. Is there any other comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Anything else, Mr. Bratton, under please?
Thank you,
Thank you.
and thanks for your assistance.
Yeah, we made some changes there on you. didn't we?
Yeah, you threw me a curveball that day.
Next, we'll go over business under public safety. Vice Mayor McDowell.
Resolution number 14-101. This is a resolution to approve the purchase of 2 new patrol cars for the Portland Police Department from Golden Circle Auto Group of Jackson, Tennessee. Move to approve. Get it on the floor.
Second.
Have a motion, have a second.
And I think I understood that drug fund and impact fees will purchase one of these.
One car.
And it was budgeted for the second one, and they actually were able to get those less than what had been
About
budgeted.
$2,500 less than what's budgeted.
And they're much needed.
Very good. Any other comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, anything else under public safety, Vice?
No, sir, that's all.
Next, we'll go on to the legislative part. We do have several items. First is ordinance 14-24. It's an ordinance approving a contract between the City of Portland, Tennessee Housing Development Agency for the Home Grant Program. Do I have a motion to get it on the floor?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Like I say, this is a grant for some home rehabilitation, and we will be, it goes through tonight and approve the administrator and so forth. There will be a public hearing, and she will be available here at City Hall sometime in the very near future for questions and comments and so forth. So this is just part of moving that process forward. So any other comments or questions?
I wish you would pursue, maybe with the department heads of various committees, some assistance that we would provide, since this is 100%, we're not having to fund anything for temporary housing if necessary.
Okay.
We had talked about that.
Right. And that's one of the things we need to, when we get Sydney, everything approved, we'll work with her on.
Yeah.
So. All right, any other comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next be 1425, an ordinance approving, the second reading of an ordinance approving a contract between the City of Portland and Cindy Raymond of Raymond and Associates to provide professional services for the administration of the home grant. Do we have a motion to get it on the floor?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Like I said, this will be, the lady will be handling most of this, and she will be up here to conduct the public hearings and help us with comments. And
We've used her before.
yes. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next, have ordinance 14-26. It's ordinance authorizing a contract between the City of Portland, execute a contract between the City of Portland and Coates Construction for the sidewalk project, which is part TDOT, part federal, and then there is a local match, which we budgeted for. Have a motion, get it on the floor.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
This will be a sidewalk constructed down Searcy Lane from the high school to Dye Road, and then come down right Dye Road into Market Street. We eventually want to tie it on back into town, but as far as the grant money is available, this is get us started on this project at this time.
They give us an estimation of time for completion on that.
Not 100% sure what the engineer said, but I think it's 180 days.
But I know Mr. Coates was, the day the bid was open, he was ready to start that day, so he's very anxious to get, so I think
It'll probably be closer to 90 days.
That's Coates Construction out of Westmoreland.
Yes.
Do y'all have any figures at all of what it would cost us just to go on over to 52 with that?
We can do some figures outside of this contract, but if you do it inside of this contract, you have to base it on TDOT numbers,
Right.
and that can make it 1.5 to 2 times as much.
I got you.
I think what he was alluding to, that maybe find out from the contractor why he was here,
All he said.
Right.
where he would continue that over the, outside of the contract.
That's no problem. The only
I
issue
don't
is
think
just
we can do
going
that.
down 52.
Yeah, I don't know that, now hold me to that. Now, if you're talking about with city funds,
Yes,
going
sir.
directly to that,
I mean, that's a real short piece from Dye
It would
Road
be a
over
whole
to
separate,
52.
different contract.
it would have to be, which you may
Right.
have to rebid. That's what would be my concerns. I don't know how that works, since he's under the constraints
That's true.
of this particular grant, and then from there on would be something that,
We would have to
I'm
bid
not
out.
sure that we can check on that. I'm just not sure we have the power to say.
What we could do, you
Well,
could
No,
get him
no,
to
we
give
just say
you
you want to continue to work.
Right.
He could say no.
No, I know, but if he says yes, do we have the authority to give him without doing another bid process, no matter if it's a 1 foot or 100 feet? That would be my.
I understand it. The bid issue is what you was concerned about.
Right, yeah, I mean, we may have, but he could give us a rough idea, and we could come back and discuss,
Yes.
see if it's within our range and so.
Okay.
Absolutely, before the project gets done, we could work
Yeah.
it out, sure.
See, that's what would be.
It'd be a shame to go that far and not be able to tie that last little
I
section
agree.
in.
He could give us a bid, and if don't do it, void it.
Right, yeah, like I said, we can work with him and get a rough
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mel. All right, any other here's again another project I'm very excited about. This has only been in the works. How many years do we say, Brian?
16.
You know, it was actually in the high school project.
Right.
When,
And then-
the data of what the high school construction was one that,
through different environmental, and then it was actually going down all the way 52, come down Searcy, then you couldn't because of the shoulders and different things. It's just been one of those projects. It's
Well, the Portland West Middle School on Oak Hill Drive, it has sidewalks somewhat to bring you out to College Street.
Right.
I guess some of that'll end up all tying together to where there'll be a continuous run of sidewalk on it. Or is there still a break in it?
I
We've got
think there's
2
gonna be
other
a break.
projects we're working on.
Right.
I don't know, there is some work to come down Oak Hill and stuff, but I don't know exactly the constraints on it.
Yeah, I think there's still going to be some breaks, but it's going to be real short. So. Then I know I get the questions all the time about sidewalks down College Street. I know it's something we need to look at, but it's that was looked at. Really, this original project started out there because of historical utilities and different things. I mean, if you look, I mean, just like North Russell needs a sidewalk, but next time you drive down it, you look where all the trees are, all the utilities, you're going to have to really,
Mhm.
it's kind of the same issues in college, but I know that's something we need to take a look at, or at least maybe get back into the fields or something. But, so anyway, I think it's something we're all concerned about, and it's just going to take some time.
You know, I've been, I think in Louisville, the sidewalks are about 15 feet off the main road. And it looks really, really nice. There's actually a yard on both sides of the sidewalk, but they sit back off of the road quite a ways.
That's
Maybe
just
something that we can,
Sure would be a really nice walking track, another one for people to
Mhm.
utilize there.
Okay. All right, any other comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next, ordinance 14-29. It's an ordinance providing for the levy of all property, personal, and Valorn taxes for the city of Portland for the year 2014. Do I have a motion get it on the floor?
So moved.
Have a second?
second.
This will be setting the property tax rate. Of course, this is a reevaluation year, and the tax rate will be $1.21 for Sumner and Robertson, and that is through the equalization rate. Doug, you want to speak just a little bit?
Yeah, to make sure everybody does understand, you know, the current rate's $1.18. The equalization board sets this rate based on the reappraisal. This has nothing to do with any action that y'all have taken other than to approve the equalization rate from the state. The only thing we could do is go above it, and that would require basically what we would call a tax increase. So this is based on the fact that the overall appraisals for our area are down, which makes the rate equalized up to put us back in the same position property tax collection wise.
You know, my only concern is, and we've talked, and we're going to do this first reading, then we're going to wait and see, is what happens if the state does come back to the county and say, you know, we got to redo that. How long that process could go, so I'm a little concerned how we work that little process out, I don't know. And then how far can we get in, how deep can we get before we realize we've got to figure out where we are with taxes that's coming in next year? I don't know how that works.
Well, we can't do the actual, until we set the levy, we can't do the billing. So if they come back with a reappraisal, we won't be able to set the billing until that point, which means it'll get deferred from October 1, which is the normal date of billing. That is an anticipated issue, especially in the county, because as you know, the county did not, or is not going to approve a rate until the new commission is seated. And so they've already, or that's an issue for them of how late that would be. But if the reappraisal, if they look at a different appraisal, then what we're doing here is doing the first reading, and we want to defer until the point that we have solid evidence that it will not change. Or we can do the second reading, and then we'd have to just go back and amend, would be the thing. But we hope it's all worked out by the October, the first day. But we have no way of knowing.
Any other comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next will be the first reading, ordinance 14-30. So ordinance amending ordinance 13-32, section 6.18, entitled Education Reimbursement, the personnel policy of the city of Portland. To have a motion, get it on the floor.
So moved.
Have a second.
Second.
We went over this in the committee, just basically putting more language and outlining a little bit more specific some things with our educational reimbursement program for the city employees. Does anybody have any questions or comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next is first reading of ordinance 14-31. An ordinance approving a contract between the City of Portland and Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation through the Tennessee Historical Commission for grant funds for preservation of the Moy Greenhouse. They have a motion, get it on the floor.
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
This is a grant for $20,000 with 60% coming through the state of Tennessee, and then the other 40% will be a local match, and we did have that in our budget for this year. Any comments or questions?
I've been wondering why they left that hole in the sidewalk out front. What's the plan?
Oh, Temple
No, that's
Theater.
okay. That's the theater.
I got the theater and the
Right.
water in it.
That's fine. We'll go. Now's a good time. That's going to be for bricks, for people who want to buy bricks and make contributions, can have the, their names put on it and so forth. And
I
that.
figured that was.
So that's what that's for.
I'm sorry I got 'em
No, that's
confused.
fine.
We took your donation night.
Right, yeah. And there is some work going on at the Moy Greenhouse. You notice they have got the all the paint off, all the lead, and then it's been a primer put on, and there was some caulking done this week, and hopefully maybe this next weekend some more painting will be done, so it is slowly coming along.
I didn't get to make that. Was it pretty good?
Well, it rained
It
most of the
rained.
day, and
Rain-
we
rain
just basically
kinda
got some
dampened
caulking and stuff done,
Yeah,
which is
okay.
very much needed, I didn't realize there's so much caulking need to be done on those older homes, but
Yeah.
it's a lot. Any other comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next, resolution 14-104. It's a resolution to adopt the Tennessee Department of Transportation consultant selection policy for projects funded in whole or in part with funds provided by Federal Highway Administration or the Tennessee Department of Transportation. To have a motion, get this on the floor.
So moved.
Have a second.
Second.
What this met Friday, we got a project coming up. We're going to be using state funds to resurface some of College Street. And the lady was up here to get us recertified in all of our areas that we needed to be. And one of the things that, even though we have been following their policy through the years, do these projects and picking consultants, we've not ever officially passed the policy. So this is just saying that we will abide by the TDOT policies when we pick consultants for projects that they are on. Is there any comments or questions?
Is North Russell, is that guy coming back?
We have been in contact with him, and we'll try to have you some dates on that in just the next 2 or 3 days. But he's going to come back and try some more. But he's
I
been in a
know
big
he
project.
worked some days down there when he was zero. Spring come, he left.
Right. Well, there's issues that may or may, so he's going to try us up on some other parts, see if that oil, may just be in that one section and may not. So he was going
Yeah.
to, we've been in contact with him, and hopefully we'll have you answer that in the next few days. I got talking. Did we pass that? Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next, be ordinance 14-32. Ordinance approving a contract between the City of Portland and State of Tennessee Department of Transportation for the paving of College Street east of Line Drive to Bonnie Drive. Do we have a motion to get it on the floor?
So moved.
Second.
Have a second. This is, we receive what they call STP funds every year. They can only be used in certain areas on certain type of streets, and this is an area that can be used on, and it is 100% of monies.
Why do they pick that specific spot?
Because the College Street classified, and the school is very neat of that, through that area, and that's about the monies that we have only cover that there. I know there's more College Street that needs to be done, but just as far as the money estimated goes. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Next is ordinance -1433. This was first reading of ordinance authorizing adoption of a job description for the position of Director of Airport Operations for the City of Portland.
So moved.
Have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
This is, as it basically says, the job description for the full-time director for the Portland Airport Operations. Any comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that finishes up all the legislative. Brian, you got a thing on the airport?
Ordinance number 14-27, second reading, an ordinance approving a contract between the Portland Airport Authority and the State of Tennessee Department of Transportation Aeronautics Division for maintenance costs for the fiscal year 7/1/2014 through 6/30/2015. Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion, have a second. Is any comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Ordinance number 14-28, second reading, an ordinance approving a contract between the Portland Airport Authority and the State of Tennessee Department of Transportation Aeronautics Division for a detention pond for the Portland Municipal Airport. Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion, a second. Is any comments or questions? This will be taking out that old pond and putting in the drainage properly for the area. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Brian, and I think we have one add-on under alcohol and beverage.
Mr. Patel with Victory Group Tennessee Incorporated. This is the BP out at 52 and 31. It's presently BP number 6, and he will now be using Exxon for his business, so he's just needing to change that from BP to Exxon. Nothing else changed with the business. Victory Group or Mr. Patel, only a new permit, and move to approve.
I have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Is there any other comments or questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? This concludes our official business. Does any council member have anything else? Remember, we need to go to the conference room immediately following and have a quick executive session. Nobody objects? Meeting adjourned.